mental afflictions, which come about through ignorance. Ignorance is a mental affliction. Ignorance is mental affliction numero uno. Okay? Public enemy number one. You know, like you go to the post office and you see all these like criminals. If you went to the, you know, the cosmic post office, you know, public enemy number one would be like just not getting it. Ignorant, thinking that things exist in ways that they don't. Thinking that somebody else could make you happy, for example. They don't have it in their power to make you happy. You're setting them up to fail. They don't have it in their power. And they also don't have it in their power to make you unhappy. See? You know, how exactly do we think that works anyway? How do we think that somebody else makes us unhappy? Well, they said something to me. Let's try that one. They said a really mean thing to me, right? And people do say mean things to you, okay? I'm not denying. You know, it's not a matter of like trying to say, oh, somehow that wasn't a mean thing or something like that. They do. People do sometimes say mean things. The people that we love, we say the meanest things to them. The people supposedly that we love, because we know what's going to hurt them most. So when we're in the throes of what we call a mental affliction, when you're angry, for example, you can say some really nasty stuff to people you're supposed to love. And, you know, you can actually say stuff that will ruin a 30, 40-year relationship in about 5 minutes. If you just, because you know where the hot buttons are. And you can say, and then you can say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that, all you want, but they still heard it. You can't take it back. You can really do that. Words have power, right? And, you know, so how does it exactly work? How do we think that people hurt us with our words? Maybe you remember when you were a kid, sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me? What do you think that meant? Yeah, in a way, that's profound. That childhood expression is profound. Words can't hurt you. They're just decibels and syllables. They're just decibels and syllables. They're sound waves. What do you think? Like, somebody says something, your mother wears army boots. And then somehow, like, those syllables, the decibels and sound waves come and go, gee, I'm so happy. You know, how exactly does it work, do we think? See, it's an interpretation. You hear those words and you interpret them as something that's going to make you happy, and make you unhappy, and then you decide, I'm going to be unhappy. I'm going to be unhappy because I heard those words. Those decibels and syllables, I decide will make me unhappy. It's a decision. It's a personal decision at every moment. It's not like the words themselves can do it, you see, in and of themselves. Takes two to tango. In a way, it takes just one to tango. You're tangoing all by yourself. Somebody says something and you start tangoing. You make me so unhappy. You said the wrong thing to me. See? So take control of your life. Take back the power in your life. Nobody else has the power to make you happy or unhappy. Either one. Either one. You are the boss of you. You are the boss of you. You are the only one who can make you happy, and conversely, no one can make you unhappy unless you let them. You have to let them. So part of learning how to be happy is to just stop letting them make you unhappy. I'm not going to let you make me unhappy today. I'm just not going to allow it. My life is too short. Time is running out. My life is too short. I don't have time to be unhappy today because of you. You see? And just, you know, start implementing that in your life. It's you know, kind of hard because of the mental afflictions. I'll get there in a second. Mental afflictions, you know, they kind of grasp you by the neck and, you know, kind of lose control. But our best defense is wisdom, is understanding what we call enlightened self-interest. Is it in my enlightened self-interest to get angry about something somebody said today and have my whole day ruined? Is that in my self-interest? You see? And I say, no, of course not. It is never in your self-interest to be anything other than happy. Never. And furthermore, it's not helping anybody around you to be anything other than happy. What did you think? Like, you know, you're angry or bummed out or something like that, you're doing everybody else a big favor by walking around in life like that. You know, if you're a compassionate person, if you're interested in, like, you know, being part of the solution instead of part of the problem, then stop being unhappy all the time. Start being a happy person. So start being a person that people want to be around. Nobody wants to be around you when you're unhappy. Have you noticed that? Have you noticed that? You don't want to be around people who are unhappy. You don't want to be around people who are pissed off. It's just a bummer. So stop being a bummer. Stop being a bummer-producing person. You're on a bummer, and you produce bummers around and everybody else around you. See, and start to have a good trip instead of a bad acid trip. Have a good acid trip. Have a good day. Systematic. It is in my self-interest to be happy all day long, no matter what. No matter what happens. It never helps to be anything other than happy. It never helps. It never helps the situation. To get angry or to be upset or something like that. It doesn't help at all. Ever. Ever. Did I mention that? Ever. It's every single case of getting upset in life is exactly like honking your horn in gridlock. You know, in gridlock, maybe you have traffic here, maybe sometimes? Do you? Doesn't seem like you have much traffic on Cape Ann, but maybe, I don't know, maybe sometimes you do. Or certainly going to Boston, you know what traffic, if you're close enough to Boston, you know what traffic is, if you don't have it here. And you know how sometimes you get in gridlock? Gridlock means that cars don't move, right? If you're from Los Angeles, there's a bunch of people from LA here. They know from gridlock, okay? You know, you get on the 405 at the wrong time, your car just doesn't move for periods of time. And you know, there are people who get in those situations and they start honking their horns. Like that's going to help somehow. They get all upset, their blood pressure rises, they get all beet red. You know, when you get angry, physiologically you start to die. Physiologically, right? Your blood vessels start busting up, your heart starts beating. You know, it's proven that people who get angry on a regular basis, you know, die quicker. So, you know, this is what having to get all upset. Oh my God, I can't move my car at will. I know. Actually, nobody actually does that. Nobody actually says, now, let me see. What would be the best response to this, rational response to this situation? So they're taken by the throat, by their mental affliction. That's what he said, anger. Anger comes up, or frustration or something, and grabs them by the throat. And then they start honking their horns. Like what? What's going to happen if you honk your horn in gridlock? Like all of a sudden, like Moses in the Red Sea, it's all going to part somehow? I honked, therefore it parts. So it's just totally futile. Totally futile. All it does is get you more upset. The traffic jam's not pleasant, but to honk your horn and get upset just makes it worse. And I suggest to you that every instance of getting upset in life about anything is exactly like that. It's exactly like that. It's just stupid to put a fine, not to put a to find a point on it. It's just stupid. It doesn't do any good at all. All it does is self-destructive. All it does is just make you have a worse day. It doesn't change it. It doesn't make it better. It doesn't. It's just. It just makes you more unhappy. So there's never a time. You take this home and contemplate it. Okay. There's never a time where it makes rational sense to be anything other than happy.